It was a good guys back here with another video. And today's video, we're gonna be going over a certain topic. I'm gonna put this video out. I put it out specifically for my brother Maha Moon. You know, shout out to you, bro. You gave me this video idea, and like I said, for everyone else watching this as well, take notes, man. But I'm gonna really put you on game. Like, it's really hard to explain, but we're gonna be going over discernment and how to properly have discernment. This is just from my experience, but it really takes time. It takes practice. And please forgive me for all this noise in the background, bro. Too many dogs and everything out here, bro. So hopefully, I don't have any planes going over me this time and everything. But the enemy ain't gonna stop me from putting out this video. So once again, bro, I'm out here winning over souls for the kingdom. Like I said, I may not have hella people to reach, man, but if I could, like I said, help out at least one person, then that's all that matters. I'm just grateful for another day. Woke up today, and like I said, I'm doing my best. Like I said, I ain't perfect, but I do my best to help out other brothers, sisters, and explain these things. I try to explain it, the best way that I can. So, okay, so with discernment, I'll give you guys some examples of when, I should have listened to Yahweh's warning, or I should have really, trusted. Well, like when I was back in the New Age. When I was in the New Age spirituality, right? They call it trusting your gut. Your gut intuition. But no, that's the Holy Spirit. When you say trust your gut feeling, that's actually God's. That's God trying to warn you from your, how do you explain it? Like your heart feels a certain way, your spirit feels uneasy. That's God trying to warn you. And my point is, being on this journey now, you're more sensitive to energy. So back then, like for example, if I was, high all the time and not aware, I would not be able to pick up on these things as easily. But since I've been on this journey for so long now, I could read people very well. Like I said, I ain't perfect at times, but I've gotten a lot better. So, like I had said before, I don't recommend it, man. But when I was younger, I did a lot of psychedelics, which did allow me to read people different, to read people better and to see people, to see the world differently. But I never needed that. I just needed Yahweh to open up my eyes to give me that vision. But I'm just saying that this is how I did kind of learn early from that. So, from my experience, many times where I've been hanging out with somebody, and I had a feeling like I should have left 5 minutes earlier, 10 minutes earlier. I would be smoking to somebody, and I'm thinking, okay, bro, I should probably go. But I ignored that voice, and I stayed around longer. And when I stayed around longer, something would happen, and they would get mad at me. They would switch up. But I don't recommend it, bro. Especially, my bad, bro. I got all these birds around me making noise. It is what it is, bro. But yes. Especially, I'll give you an example when I was high one time. And like I said, bro, because you don't even realize it, but you're actually, this is why it can be dangerous to, smoke weed now once you're awake, once you see things differently, especially when you're around people, bro. That's why, I would just smoke, when I smoked before, I would smoke alone. But, because it's it opens up your spirit, it opens up your soul. So meaning, that's what I'm saying. If you're around the wrong person when you're smoking or whatever, it's your energies aren't on the same. You're not on the same type of timing. You're not on the same vibration, bro. Then demons could enter that place, that atmosphere. So like I said, you got to be careful with that. So I remember like a couple of times, like I would be smoking with my cousin, bro, and then it's like as soon as I start speaking facts, I start saying something, bro. I would do something, and then it would make him feel, like uneasy, and I'd be feeling good. I have like it's like a like we're having a good. So yeah, I had a good high. We're having a good time, and then like 10 minutes later, my my spirit feels uneasy. And I didn't listen, bro. Like I had a feeling something was wrong. Like my spirit felt uneasy, and then either like I felt like hella tense for the rest of the night, or I remember like I probably ended up watching the sights after that. Like I felt spiritually attacked. So my discernment was like going through the roof. Like I felt like my spirit was trying to warn me, but I didn't listen. So this is a little example. Like things like that I ignored in the past. But the main thing when you're around somebody you don't know, like I said, when I've been walking in the street and I'll come across somebody, bro, that's talking to me, or I had ran into my old friend, and here's my main point: when you have discernment, I mean when you learn to have discernment, you start to recognize things, and like a couple of months ago in October, so I ran into my old friend that I used to drink with. So like when I was I told you guys, yeah, when I was 18, this is when I started taking this journey more seriously. Even though I was a drunkard, I was drinking a lot. In 2023, I wasn't releasing it, but I was getting drunk every day. So it wasn't the same. I didn't have God in my life, but He was still there to at least like keep me safe from certain people, or He, like I said, He protected me more than I realized. So yeah, so he's the one I used to drink with every day, and this is at that time. This is when I started to take things more seriously on this journey, and that's what I'm saying. See, when you're really like at a higher vibration, you could really feel, you could pick up on people's energies easier. You could feel when something's off. Like your discernment really goes through the roof because you got more awareness. But my point is, bro, my friend who I used to drink with back then, like I said, I stopped hanging out with him last year. I think like in March or April, and I didn't see him for a couple months. I probably didn't see him till like September or October. And when I had talked to him, he seemed chill. I had a good conversation with him, but my spirit kind of felt a little bit uneasy because like my discernment was going through the roof, bro. So basically, if that makes sense, like his energy didn't match his words. Like what he was saying, like, oh bro, like how you been and this and that, but my spirit was feeling uneasy. Like I was gonna like really open up and tell him things, but then I had a feeling like, nah, I don't think I should tell him this. I don't think I should say too much, because like I said, I didn't trust him because I didn't see him in so long, and he may not even realize it. And like with other people, they may not even realize it, bro. But I'm at that point now where I could see like when I'm talking to somebody, I could tell if it's actually them talking or it's the spirit behind them that's talking. Because a lot of them wear masks, like they may smile in your face, but behind that smile they got a hidden motive. So this is what I'm trying to say, bro. We really got to pick up on that. So oh yeah, big ass dog behind me, bro. Fuck. My bad. That threw me off. I felt something sneak up on me, bro. See, even right now, like I said, like, see, I could, like, like I said, it's not being, like, more spiritual. But it's just Yahweh's awareness. What's going on, bro? I'm tripping, man. I don't know what happened. This neighbor's tweaking, bro. Anyways, bro. See, as soon as I started talking about all this, bro. All this noise happens. All these distractions. Right, and there's a police helicopter going around here, bro. So I don't know what's going on, bro. But, anyways, I'm gonna keep putting out this message, bro. Even if he's right there. Yo. Hold up, bro. Alright, bro. My bad. I had to move, bro. This dog kept trying to distract me, but as I was saying, please forgive me for all this background noise, bro. This is how you know what I'm saying is true. But yes, like I was saying though, is you gotta realize, like, everything that looks sweet is poison, or it can be bitter on the inside. So basically what I mean is, not everything that looks good is actually good. And I know this is like kind of random, bro. Like, but when I was a kid, like when I watch these Disney movies, like you guys remember the Snow White movie? See, like when that witch or that lady, she gave her the apple. The apple looked sweet, but when she ate it, it was poison. It was bitter on the inside. So you gotta have that discernment to recognize what is good and what is not. All these animals going crazy around me right now, bro. But yes, just to make that simple, bro. Like you gotta recognize, like, see, not like the outer appearances don't really matter as much, bro. And once you're far into this journey, bro, you start to realize not everything not everything is what it seems to be, bro. It's all a test. It's all an illusion, bro. So. And I'll give you an example, bro. So, when I was on my cruise ship, right, in October, there was like this little lounge. There's like this one part of the ship, and I was hanging out with like this group of people, bro, and I was doing my best to try to like speak life into them, speak light into them, and even though they were saying like good things about me and stuff, I just felt like, I'm like, I don't connect to them. I felt like, that fake energy. So like I said, they try to like act a certain way around me, but I could see through it. But see, I kept thinking, no, I could make it work, or they could change. So now you just gotta accept, like, nah, bro, like, it's not gonna work out. And there was one girl, bro. She was from Chicago, bro. Like, she gave me her contact and everything, bro. I'm thinking, okay, I could keep her as a contact, like, if she wanted to ever talk, thinking I could change her. But even though my discernment knew, like, nah, like I should have listened, like, nah, it's not gonna work out. So even though I had her contact, I never like reached out. And then I just decided one day, like, nah, fuck this, bro. So I just deleted her contact. Like, nah, I'm not even gonna try to keep someone in my life that's not meant to be in my life. So don't fall for the counterfeit blessings, the counterfeit what you call it, like, don't fall for the counterfeit friends. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, you could have someone come in your life who seems chill, this and that, but they're not who they seem to be. They're actually sent by the devil. They may seem chill, and then they will switch up on you. So I never really actually kept friends for that long in my life. Like, I would have friends for like a couple months, and then out of nowhere they would just like switch up on me, like 6 months later or something. And see, this is my point. Like, probably like a month in, 2 months in, I'm thinking like, I don't know about this person. I don't know if they're chill. I'm thinking I should stop talking to them. But see, I stuck around longer than I should have. Meaning, Yahweh, he was nudging at my spirit, basically saying like, now you should probably stay away from this person. But I ignored that, and I stayed around longer for a month or two. And I find out I was right the whole time, and then they switched up. So to properly explain this is, you gotta, and this is the main tip I could give you, bro. But you know, you gotta be able to recognize it, and if you can't recognize it, call on Yahweh or pray to Yahweh about it. Hold on, bro. There's people coming in, bro. My bad. All right, guys, my bad. See, another distraction, bro. And like I said again, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. But see, once you go long enough on this journey, bro, it gets to the point where the demons can't even hide it anymore. Like I said, I see my own mom switch up on me. I see my own parents switch up on me. And both my parents. I see my own family change. Like it's like the energy was completely different, bro. And they were like complimenting me and all this stuff, but I could just tell that they didn't really mean it. See, they had a hidden motive. They they may have said something else, said something good about me, but their heart was not in the right place. So, their heart did not align with their mouth. That makes sense. And yeah, so to really know discernment, I mean, to grow, to gain discernment. If you don't know about a person, pray to Yahweh about it. Ask Yahweh what you should do. Should I trust this person? Should I keep him around? Like, whatever happens, I trust you. Like, ask him that. And sometimes I be on the street, bro. Like, I don't say it out loud, but sometimes if I don't know what to think about a person, I'll kind of whisper in my head. I'll like kind of whisper to myself, like, what should I do? Should I trust this person? And it's kind of hard to explain. It's not easy, bro. But sometimes you got to really listen. You got to listen. Sometimes I ask him a couple of times, like, what should I do? And then I hear like if I'm thinking like, do I trust him? No, yes. Sometimes I say, are you sure? And he'll say no or yes again. So I'm trying to think, okay, he said yes. He said yes the second time. I'm gonna go with that answer. So you got to make sure you're listening. You got to listen to that to the right voice in your head. And like I said, I've been snaked so many times. I've learned this the hard way, so I'm not gonna go through this again with anybody. Over the years, I've definitely, like I said, all praises to Yahweh. I've gotten better at, really reading through people, bro. So, and I probably had said this in my other video, but like how I said, I learned my hard lesson. I learned the hard lesson on lust at my old job when I thought I had attracted I'd attracted a female that I was gonna be with. I thought, she was the one, but I was completely wrong. Cause see, I didn't have that discernment back then. Like, my discernment got a little bit weaker, and I ended up, almost falling for the trap. And Yahweh, see, He allowed her to reject me, and I thought that was, I thought it sucked, but that was actually protection, because He could have allowed me to be with her, but then I would have really like found out later, like, damn, bro, she drained me, waste my time. Like, so see, it's a blessing that He protected me from a lot of stuff. See, even when I didn't even realize it, sometimes I walked into situations blind with no discernment, and he still stepped in. He's like, no, so it's just crazy now. I look back at this. I look back so many times where I'm like, yeah, no, bro, I should have trusted God's warning in my spirit saying leave now, or don't go to hang out with this person, like, but I ignored it. And then thankfully nothing happened, but a couple of times I felt like something was about to go down. So I'm just saying, like obviously, yeah, bro, but that's like when you're a little kid, bro. Some random guy just pulls up in a car and he's saying, oh, you need a ride or you want some candy? And your gut's telling you don't get in the car, but you go in anyways. See, this is what I'm trying to say, bro. You gotta have discernment. Right away, pick up on that. You gotta pick up on that quick. But like I said, when women like they see a man that he's weak or he has no awareness, they could take advantage of that. Because women are more like they're like spiritually more aware than us sometimes, more in tune. So I'm just saying, bro, like you gotta pray to Yahweh about certain things about people, bro. 'Cause this is what I'm trying to say, man. There's counterfeit blessings and there's real blessings. So I had to learn the hard way on lust, and I had no discernment with that female. And now I understand that, yeah, it was not meant to be. And then, like I said, when I went back to my old work, like last year, a couple months ago, and I seen her walking in the aisle, bro. She like walked the other way, so completely, and I'm laughing in my head. I'm like, she's the one that I almost that I really got heartbroken. I was like, I was really like, I was butthurt over her, and I'm just laughing. Hold up, let Satan pass by, bro. See, it's at this point they can't hide it anymore, bro. Okay, he's out of here, but he'll come back. He always does. But yeah, like I was just laughing because now that I had saw her again with my new vision, with new eyes, and I'm really looking at her for what she is, and I'm like, bro, I wanted to be with her. And I'm like, see what I mean? Like, I was seeing her for what she actually was. And this is a good prayer you could ask Yahweh. Say, Yahweh, allow me to see what you see. Allow me to please give me new eyes. And see, I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna go deeper into this, bro. But these are just main tips I could give someone to have more discernment, bro. So, like, you gotta think of like if you're sitting around drinking with somebody, for example, he could seem chill, you know, he could be a nice guy, but he's not your friend. He's not your friend. He's not who he seems to be, man. See, he could have a whole nother side to him that he's hiding, and you have no idea. But if you stick around long enough to find out, you'll see that demon come out of him, bro. And then, like I said, when you're really walking in the light, then they can't hide it anymore, because you could see through that. So yeah, bro, I don't want to keep repeating myself, bro. I hope this makes sense, but mainly, yeah, just to go over that once again, man. When you're around somebody, trust that inner feeling, that nudge, that's God warning you about a person. If you feel uneasy, trust it. Then don't trust that person. Don't be around them. Try to avoid them. Or sometimes I've been wrong, where I kind of felt kind of skeptical, like about around a homeless guy. But then once I started talking to him, he started talking about God. And I'm like, oh, wow. So I was wrong. He's actually an angel in disguise. So yeah, be careful you entertain strangers. So sometimes, like as I'm saying, like you gotta be smart when you're around people, bro. You gotta move differently, bro. You can't just go into it like, blind. So number one, number two, like I said, pray to Yahweh. Ask him about a person. Ask him what you should do. Even in that moment, just ask him in your head, like, should I trust this person, or what should I do, and just really listen. And three, yeah, just look. Don't look at the outer appearances. Don't be fooled by the outer appearances. So, like, for example, a woman's beauty, she may look good on the outside, but not on the inside. So, I told a brother this on the cruise too. I said, I'm like, she may look nice, but she's not nice. He's like, yeah, that's facts. I'm like, yeah, I know, bro. Like, I've been around. Like, I had to learn this the hard way, bro. So I don't want you guys to have to go through what I did, because I was desperate for a relationship. I was desperate for things. I was desperate to have friends. And then I got snaked by many people, bro. So this is what I'm trying to say. Like, it was protection in disguise. Now looking back, like, not in a relationship. not around snakes no more, you know. So you having no friends, not being around people, bro, is actually it's protection. It's not a punishment. Because I could be at a party hanging out with 100 people, and I could get blackout drunk, and they just leave me. You know, they could do shit like that. So, bro, be smart. Anyways, bro, so I think that's it. I don't want to keep repeating myself. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, man. Discernment is gonna keep you alive out here, bro. Especially, in the tribe of Judah. If you're in the hood, you need discernment. Okay, because you not having discernment in the hood, that's very dangerous, bro. You could lose your life. So, like, comment, subscribe, bro. Hope this message helped you guys out, and yes, I'll be back here with more. Later.